Hello. Can everyone hear me?
Hello, darling. Hello, honey bunnies.
Hi.
Hello,
Thank you for
sweetness.
everyone that came to join us. Today's episode of Vibes and Wine. Thanks, Lorna. Today's episode, thanks, a brother of a certain age. Today's episode of Vibes and Wine is Are you prepared to retire? Uh, um, my opinion and I are going to discuss retirement planning. We're going to do pre-planning and both post-planning. So, hey Ray, and before we get started, we're going to
Hey, Ray.
play. We're going to play. The wonderful Vibes of One intro that my opinion made for us.
I used to think I needed something big, something grand, to feel happy. Now I know peace is all I need.
Isn't that a wonderful video? Hey, Shakim, thank you for tuning in. Thank you so much, my opinion. Oh my goodness. That video is
You're so
everything.
welcome. You're so welcome. I told you, it was just being around you, being with you. It was just an inspiration, and I just want to show my appreciation for you.
Well,
So
thank you.
thank you, darling.
I very much appreciate it. And for those in the chat and for those that will be watching the replay, I have the disclaimer that we are not retirement planning professionals. We are just two old bros that did some research and have life experiences. And currently, I am in the pre retirement phase of my life. And my opinion, you want to share where you're at?
I'm not actually old enough to be retired, but I did find out some information that I could get benefits. However, my significant other has been retired for a while, and we've been fortunate enough that we're in
Hey,
the
Mikey.
position we're in. So I've had to learn a lot of shit. So here we go. That's where we're at.
And that's what we do in life. Learn as we go along.
Absolutely.
And I want to shout out to YM during episode 1 of Vibes and Wine. She had noted how she writes things down, creates an outline, of everything that she wants to cover, in her videos. And as much as I said, I don't want this to feel like work. I, w- I went ahead and created a PowerPoint. Um, if everyone can see it, um,
Okay, it's
e-
good.
thank you. And it really didn't take me long to create the PowerPoint. I did Google AI overview, planning for retirement and post retirement. And so in this PowerPoint, this is the information that I found. And I know folks don't like to be read to, but we're going to read from the PowerPoint just in case folks are listening. Hey, Miss T. Pray. Just in case folks are listening from the clouds, that they'll be able to hear the information. You ready, ma'am?
I is, and I was on mute because I forget. I'm see. I be chilling, and I forgot I'm supposed to be here with you. But yes, I am ready, darling. I was taking care of the chat and listening and multitasking.
Oh
So
yeah,
yes, I
thanks for
am
taking care of the chat. I
absolutely.
can't
So,
walk and chew gum at the same time.
and I
I
be
say
talking
it
to
all the
myself.
time.
So I be talking to myself. So folks, those mentors and senseis be telling us to mute. So
Yes. So,
great job so far.
oh, thank you. Right back at you, babe. Are you prepared to retire? This is going to be a pre and post retirement discussion. Definition of retirement, in case folks don't know. An act of retiring, the state of being retired, withdraw from one's position or occupation or from active working life, and the age at which one normally retires.
Oh well, I gotta make a correction there. Hell, my ass is retired. I'm retired. Go ahead.
There you go. There you go. Um, so in pre-retirement, we're going to go over things that, excuse me, that you should plan for and definitely think about. One is financial planning. You know, what is having enough money? What is too much money? It depends on the person. It depends on what your income, what your money's looking like. It depends on what it is that you want to do once you retire. Um, do you want to be able to keep up your current lifestyle? Will you need no
Sound, honey.
my sound?
Yeah, you good now. You had stepped away
Okay.
from the mic a little bit.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You're
Hey
good.
Lisa, thanks for stopping in.
Hello, Lisa,
Um,
darling.
some people don't think about the mental in retiring. I've known several people who didn't know what to do once they retire because their job or their work was their life, and without that, they really had to figure out what they were going to do. I was going to say with health, medical insurance, that's expensive.
Extremely.
So if you have to pay, that out of pocket, you need to think about when is a good time for you to retire. A lot of people get their health benefits through their employment. Once you retire, you know, I don't think you can receive Medicare until 65. So, how are you going to be able to afford, keeping up with your health if you're in between, your work, health insurance, and Medicare? A lot of
And
things to think about.
on that note, could we get Ray's comment up here?
Yes. And let's do this.
Thank you, darling. I forgot about the comments.
And this is Ray says, I plan on being the live in grandfather babysitter living in the basement room of one of my kids. And it's funny you say that because I think that my kids are trying to have me be that now, and they don't understand that grandma is active.
Yeah,
I ain't sitting in a room, just for the kids. Even though I love every one of my grandbabies and spend a lot of time with them, I needs my time to myself.
we got shit to do.
We got
We got shit
shit
to
to
do.
do.
We got shit to do. People to see, roads to cover, planes to catch, passports to get stamped.
So, all right, I'm gonna have to take these down so I can see the screen. So, financial planning, financial stability is a cornerstone of a comfortable retirement. A disciplined approach to savings and investing is key, along with a deep understanding of your needs and income sources. Now, how many streams of income will you have coming in? Will you just have your 401k? Do you have a separate, retirement savings? Are you invested in stocks and bonds? Um, did you hit the lottery? Do you have a big inheritance coming to you? You know?
And
So
remember, we talked about the reality of that too.
the
So we want
reality
to bring, yeah.
is, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Go ahead. I just
Um,
want to remind you. That's all.
oh, okay. Save early and consistently. Contribute to employer plans. Enroll in and contribute as much as possible to your employee sponsored 401k or 403b, especially if your company offers a matching contribution. Very, very important. Open an IRA. If your employer does not offer a plan or if you want to contribute additional funds, open an individual retirement account, IRA. And maybe those that are self employed, maybe they've invested in IRA. I know some about the Roth IRA, so maybe you do that. Avoid withdrawals. Resist the urge to withdraw from your retirement account early, as this can result in lost principal, interest, and tax benefits. And I know that with some retirement plans, maybe pension plans, that folks are able to borrow from it. And when you borrow, you have to pay it back. If you don't pay, and it's really paying yourself back. So if you don't pay it back, you just know that whatever's in your account is what's in your account. And Lisa J. Stock says, I was talking to my teenage daughter about Roth IRA yesterday. Yes. And I say, oh, she says she has earned income she can get started. And you're exactly right. I've learned that it's never too early to start thinking about retirement. I've been thinking about retirement probably since I've been about 30, but that was just thinking about it. I didn't really start buckling down and making moves towards retirement until I'd say maybe 5 years ago and coming up with plans. And I was telling my opinion yesterday that, I had a 5 year plan, 7 year plan, 9 year plan, 11-year plan. I'm a recovering workaholic. So
Recovering? You ain't even started. What you mean? You ain't even in recovery
yeah.
yet.
Well, I have cut back. Even
You
though I
did. I'll
still
give
do
you that.
work a lot. I have cut back, and I am currently in the third year of my 5 year plan. And I know sometimes I tell folks that I consider myself pre-retired, because I work part time, and this will go into what I was saying about the health benefits, working enough hours for part time to still have the medical benefits.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so that I don't have to pay out of pocket until I can get, the Medicare. Okay. Hey YouTube Unfolded and
Hey,
Last Call.
YouTube. Hey,
Thank you for
darling.
joining.
Last
Um,
call. Everyone, hello, darlings.
and last is aim for savings milestones. While targets vary, fidelity, which is, I wrote it down, which is, I think it's a retirement and investing and savings company.
Mm-hmm.
And you can look them up online. It's fidelity.com. Um, while targets vary, Fidelity suggests saving one times your annual salary by age 30. And remember, I said you're never too young to start planning. Six times your annual salary by 50, and 10 times your salary by 67. They're talking about a lot of money. Depending on how much money you make, that's a lot of money to be saving. Never too early to start saving. Um, like I said, I'm in the third year of my initial 5 year plan. So technically, I could call it quits um, in 3 years. we'll see what happens in 3 years.
We'll see in a year. We'll see in a year. We'll see in a year. You keep wanting to say
Yeah,
that 3 year thing, but we'll see you two
yeah.
years into that three.
Okay, next it's saying create a realistic budget. Track expenses. Document all your current expenses, then estimate how they might change after you retire. Some costs, like commuting, may decrease, while others, like health care and travel, could increase. And I would say for me and my husband, we had a good nest egg. And one of the things that we know we want to do when we retire is, pack up the RV and do cross country travel. So we went ahead and bought a little RV, and last year we did a lot of traveling and spent a lot of money. So
Now, see,
while,
we talked about that money part. Now, like we were
yeah,
saying, how that on paper everything is beautiful, but
yeah,
all it takes in reality is something major to happen, and
that's
that's when we get
all
into the
it
mental
takes.
aspects of it,
Yep.
the mentality of it, and we can lead into that too.
But I'll tell you, in doing that, just getting that little taste, and I was going a lot up and down the East Coast, just loving it, and I can just imagine, you know, how it's going to be once we fully retire, and we're going to have a good nest egg. We want to
Hmm.
relocate out of Philadelphia.
Hey,
Philadelphia, I
beautiful.
love you with all my heart, but I will not live my retirement years in Philadelphia. Sorry, not sorry. And I see with Slander, hey, beautiful, thank you for coming. And
Hello,
Slander
darling, the
said,
bestesses.
this is something I've noticed with my generation. They don't like saving and budgeting. You must know my children.
And
and,
me and my and my nieces and
and
nephews.
just speaking from my own experience, I think with my children, especially the baby, they know they got mommy and daddy. They know
Mm.
they've got mommy and daddy, and they know that mommy and daddy, while taking care of ourselves, we building something to pass on. And I'm like, this is our money. You need to be doing it for yourself. But they know we
Did
got them.
didn't Bill say that? No, we rich. Y'all not rich. We rich.
Exactly.
And that's
I
it.
ain't rich. Don't put that down there. I ain't rich. I ain't rich. I'm comfortable,
Yeah,
but I
I
ain't
look.
rich.
I'm comfortable and I've had some issues. That's all. And I
I
know
don't
if
even
something
know what
come up,
rich
I'm gonna
is,
be all
huh?
right. I'm rich in spirit. I'm rich in my
There you
relationships.
go.
That's where
There
my
you
wealth comes
go.
in. And I know that if something pops up and financially we didn't have it in some account, that
Mm-hmm.
our support system, and that's when it comes back to when you retire, your family is retiring with you too,
Yeah.
because you
And
got
you,
more time and they think you got more money,
oh yeah.
and that you always available because y'all ain't got nothing to do. And that ain't
This
what's happening.
grandma and grandpa is gonna be on the move.
It-
I catch you when we
it-
get back. And I know it's hard for a lot of people. A lot of folks are living paycheck to paycheck. And like you had mentioned, all it takes is like one, big emergency, and folks will be messed up.
Mhm.
So these are things that what we have to take into consideration when we're planning for retiring.
And
Uh,
also that it goes back to that budgeting too, because
mm-hmm.
it's been a little bit, and I still every day is something different, because you go from a steady paycheck every couple of weeks with overtime and holiday and all that kind of stuff, and then you go back to just that one or two checks
Yeah,
coming in at one
yeah.
time. And you think it's easy. Yeah, I just pay my bills, I get paid a couple times a month, pay all the bills, and that's your money. That ain't how it happens. Not in reality, it's not.
Yeah, reality is
Once
different
it's
than,
there,
than
it
fantasy and dreams.
yeah. Yeah, that's so. Go ahead. That's something else about the realistic. Is that the word I
Mm-hmm.
want to use? Being realistic about retirement.
Yeah.
It's going to
Budget.
go on your
Oh, I'm
mental
sorry.
too. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Yeah, when we talk about the mentality of it, like I said, um, I worked at the beginning of our relationship. I worked for for a few years, and then we were able that I didn't. I just became the domestic engineer that I am of this home.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Roseanne.
And so next, under create a realistic budget, budget based on replacement income. Many experts recommend having 70% to 90% of your pre retirement income to maintain your lifestyle. An active lifestyle may require closer to 90%, while a more modest one could be closer to 70%. And understand that once you retire, there are no more raises. Your money is pretty much set unless you have those, stocks, and
Mm-hmm.
are generating, generating stocks and savings, generating interest, and building more money. And third, establish guaranteed income. Having predictable income sources such as pension or social security can give you greater confidence to spend your savings. And I know, as we talked about, my opinion, my parents, they're both retired. One
Mm-hmm.
retired at 70, one retired at 69. And they didn't have huge 401ks. So
Mm-hmm.
most of their income is their social security. But this is the happiest that they've ever been. They pretty much do what they want to do. They just have to plan and save. And another thing that I've learned with speaking to my parents and with other folks is that if you have a lot of money in your savings, you may not
Mm,
qualify for some
absolutely. That's what
things for our seniors, which I think sucks,
it is
but
so bad.
that's a reality.
And that's what when we were talking about that, it's like there's so many programs out there, but they put so many barriers up because you've earned this. Because like you said, your parents and my mother, she workaholic. I told you
Hmm.
they skip me, all my sisters, my brother, my mom, everybody workaholics, but me they skip my ass. I told you they skip me like a motherfucker. I want to chill and
I
vibe,
get it
and I
from
have
my
made it so.
parents.
So
Hmm.
everybody, and so with my mother, like you were saying, it's not that you can't retire, it's that you're that workaholic in you.
Yeah,
And so her savings, and I'm not putting her business out there, but it's her and many other seniors, they get disqualified because they have savings.
yeah,
And so they don't qualify.
yeah,
It's crazy to me.
yeah. And Lorna says, true, you think you have enough to budget for the month, then something
Mm-hmm.
breaks down and you have to replace it. Very,
Life be
very
lifing.
true. Life is, and life ain't never going to stop lifing until you stop lifing.
Well, look at the government. Hell, the government shut down, but everybody still want their money.
That's
I didn't
right. The
get a
bills
check
don't
this
stop.
month, but yeah, you still want your money.
Yep, bills don't stop. So next we have invest for growth and income. Diversify your portfolio. To reduce risk and improve returns, spread your savings across different investments, such as stocks, bonds, and cash equivalents. Consider low cost options. Prioritize low cost index funds or exchange traded funds, ETFs, to maximize your returns over time. Even small fees can significantly reduce your nest egg. Adjust for risk over time. As you approach retirement, you may want to shift to more conservative investments to protect your principal. Work with an advisor to ensure your portfolio aligns with your goals and risk tolerances. And what I'll say is investing wasn't something that my husband and I had thought about when planning on retirement, so we're just now getting into that. We were just, thinking about, the properties we own, our work, 401ks, savings in the banks. And now we're looking into, stocks.
Mm-hmm. always having some kind of stream of income somehow, some
Always.
way.
Yeah.
And
And
again, it
that
don't always work out like that. I mean, because you think at a certain age you'd have your shit together, but again, life be
life
life. And I'm speaking
happens.
for myself, that two old broads with the experience, because on
Hmm.
paper, everything is beautiful, it's great, but then that reality hits you. So, again, I'm trying to go to that mental thing, keep that in the
Hey,
forefront.
Redbone. Thank you for tuning in.
Hey, sister, go ahead, darling.
Optimize your taxes and benefits. Maximize Social Security. Your monthly benefit can increase significantly if you delay taking Social Security up to age 70. This can be an especially effective strategy for the higher earning purpose. I'm sorry, the higher earning spouse.
Mm-hmm.
Take advantage of take advantage of catch-up contributions. Starting at age 50, you can contribute extra money to your 401k and IRA to boost savings.
Didn't know
Re-
that.
mhm. Review tax efficient withdrawal strategies. Strategically withdrawing from different accounts, taxable, tax deferred, and tax free, can minimize your tax burden in retirement. And I attended a retirement planning seminar a month or so ago, and one of the suggestions that retirement planning specialist mentioned was instead of withdrawing all your money at once, and this is for a 457 plan, set up monthly withdrawals like $1,000, so that you have this $1,000 along with your regular monthly payout along
Mm-hmm.
with your Social Security, and that way you won't get hit with the taxes so hard. Uncle
And
Sam always going to get his
always.
one way or another.
Oh my God, this just gets on my nerves so bad.
What's the matter?
You gotta pay for your money to pay for your money to pay for
Oh
your
yeah,
money. You bought your car, you gotta pay for your car. You
yeah.
you pay for the roads, and if you won't, I gotta pay for the roads I drive on. And then y'all
Nothing.
sit down and y'all still want your money.
Nothing in life is guaranteed except death and taxes.
Absolutely, and they can put the death on the taxes as far as I'm concerned. That's what we
Okay,
need
and
to be
so
doing.
next we have health and lifestyle. Retirement is about more than just money. A happy and fulfilling retirement requires attention to your physical and mental well being. So
Mm.
true, so true. Stay active and engaged. Find new purpose. For many, a career provides a sense of identity. To avoid feeling of purposelessness, look for meaningful activities such as volunteering, a part-time job, or pursuing a long-held passion. And I believe I mentioned before, I know people that have retired and were just at a loss. And they
Mm-hmm.
wanted to go back to work, but they had no idea what to do. And I always said, once I retire, I ain't going back to work. You know, work is for the birds. But this
But
is a
yet you
ser-
work part time. Okay.
yeah, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm not fully
you,
retired.
I'm gonna keep on dropping them every time you say something. I'm gonna keep on dropping them, and I'm gonna see you next year.
Oh, trust me, I'm not working and running my little company, because I'm lonely or don't know
Oh
what
no,
to
we know
do with
that.
myself.
No,
Trust to
no, we know
believe
that.
that.
No, we not talking about us per se. We're just giving
Yeah.
information
It's just
about
folk.
experiences of others that
Right.
we've had interactions with, and we see the
Mhm.
decline. Like, we see a difference, and I'm not putting it about race, but you see a lot of
Mhm.
us, we keep our folk at home.
Yeah.
We kind of take care of us. And then you see in
Mhm.
other communities where they stick them in a home and they just decline. You
Yeah.
see them doing their little activities on these YouTube videos, but they have no life in their eyes.
Yeah, and I think I told you that I used to do volunteer work
Right.
in nursing homes. Um, because of the love I had for my grandparents, and it was as meaningful to me as it was for the folks that I was there assisting and sitting with, reading to, or whatever, that didn't have anybody. They really looked forward to my visits. Other folks that volunteer, and unfortunately, once COVID hit, I stopped doing it, and I just haven't gotten back into it because I replaced that with other things. Maintain a routine. A flexible but consistent daily schedule can help you transition more smoothly from a structured work life. And I'm very structured, but I am learning to be flexible, to try to fit more things in. Never
I
stop.
see it,
Yeah,
and
never.
you are.
I'm doing it
Go
right
ahead.
now. I'm
You
doing
are,
it
you
right
are,
now.
you are, you are. But your structure is kind of going on me too, and my laid backness is kind of rubbing on you.
Mhm.
I see you. I
We
see
learn
you.
from each other, girl.
Absolutely, my love.
Never stop learning. Learning new skills on subjects keeps your mind sharp and combats cognitive decline. Enroll in a community college course, learn an instrument, or practice a new language. Very important. And let's
Yes.
see.
Get
Lord,
Lorna's comment. Oh yeah, you got it. You want to
yep, I
see? You
got it.
want it?
Uh, Lorna says you pay capital gains taxes on your investments if you withdraw the money, unless you find a way to shelter that money in a tax-free account. In Canada, it's a tax-free savings account, etc. Thanks, Lorna.
Thank you, darling.
And I think we're on the next. Prioritize your health. Exercise regularly. Aim for a balance of endurance, strength, and flexible exercises to stay in good physical and mental shape. We want to be at our best. Again, we were talking about medical insurance costs and
Mm-hmm.
everything. So you want going into retirement, if you can, try to be in the best shape physically and mentally that you can. Invest in good nutrition. A healthy diet is crucial as your body ages. Focus on nutrient dense foods to fuel your active retirement. And I'll say that this is something that I'm just starting to get into. And as a matter of fact, I have an appointment with a nutritionist in a couple of years, not years, a couple of weeks, because I want to eat better. And, I think I know what I can do to eat better, but I just want to, talk to someone who can advise me. And
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful says, I want to try to do Pilates to help me be more flexible. I love Pilates.
I've never
Pilates
done
is good
Pilates.
for flexibility, and it's definitely good for building up your core strength. I love
Okay.
Pilates.
Okay.
But
I
that's
just do a
something
lot
I
of.
go
Go
ahead.
ahead. I was just saying, I've never done Pilates. I just hey
Hey,
Bombay, I just
Tia.
do a stretch, and like I said, I haven't done it in quite a while, so I ain't gonna even be lying. I used to love to run long distance run. You got
Mm-hmm.
your buds in, and it's just you and the music or
Mm-hmm.
your thoughts or whatever. So that's mine. And stretching, the stretching and stuff. But yeah, all that
Yoga.
jazzercising and Jane Fonda shit, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I'm all right.
I used to be way more active, but during COVID, I got lazy and slacked off a lot. But get, like I said, my nutrition, and then also physical. I'm starting to get my exercise in again. A
Hmm.
secure health coverage. Ding, 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 ding.
Girl.
Research Medicare and supplemental insurance policies to understand your coverage and potential out of pocket costs.
Hey, YM. Hello,
Hey, Wyatt.
visuals, my
Thanks
love.
for
And
coming.
that's another thing. The insurance. depending on your job, your state, or whatever, you'll
Mm-hmm.
stay covered by your job. His was for a couple of years, and then Cobra was more expensive than that
Cobra is
until
expensive.
extremely. And he
Mm-hmm.
had his time in, but he didn't have actually his age in, so they
Mm-hmm.
covered, his insurance, and then he got whatever they give for. I'll never remember that one for when you become 65. But for
Yeah.
myself, we have to pay private insurance for mine. It's crazy. So all
Yeah.
these out of pocket things, and then if you,
Mm-hmm.
like, we go back to the programs, if you qualify for this, you have too much in your savings, or you make too much, so you don't qualify this part of
Yeah.
it. It's
Mm-hmm.
crazy, especially the drug part of it.
Oh yeah. I assisted both of my parents um when they retired and them signing up for the Medicare Plan B. My parents are divorced. But when each of them retired, I assisted both of them.
Hmm.
And it was just crazy to me, what Medicare cost and what their out of pockets would be. And then, so of course they did the supplemental insurance, and with those costs, and these are things that you have to take into consideration when we talk about financial planning. How much are you going to, once you get Medicare, you're still going to have some expenses. I know, folks, with diabetes that have to, be able to get their insulin. And you have to be able to afford that stuff if it's not covered in your insurance plan. So, very,
And
very, very, very important.
Ross said, "Y'all ain't grown," and that's something else. Information, like at our
Hey,
age,
Raw, thank you
some
for coming.
and at your parents' age, you help them. And in a lot of our families, we don't have these kind of conversations. We don't talk about planning funerals, even though,
Mm-hmm.
and then what happens when someone passes away? All this arguing and whatnot.
Yep, and
So,
we're going to cover that as well in the post
okay, I'll
retirement.
wait for that then.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's okay.
But when she said that, it was just like, oh, girl, I know I ain't grown. I know I ain't grown.
I'm only 3.5 years
I'm telling
old.
you, I learn every day, and I keep myself around folk that's gonna let me know with my childish ass.
And here, Raw has some information. And note, continuous glucose monitors are durable medical equipment not covered by pharmacy benefits.
And
And it's
see,
like,
that's some
wow.
information. My aunt
Mm-hmm.
has diabetes, and so all those different supplements and the insulin, and all that kind. So yeah, it's. I, thank you,
I
darling, for
and
bringing this to our sector, to
and
the
it
birth sector. Thank you.
oh, you're welcome, no problem. But I was really sad. I think I felt worse than my parents did when I was doing the
When you,
Medicare research.
yeah,
And I was like,
it's
oh my
hurtful.
goodness,
It's
this is
hurtful
how we
because
treat our seniors?
exactly, and I'm sorry, honey. Go ahead. I'm over talking, and thank you, Redbone. I'm
Mm-mm.
remembering. I'm
Be
over talking you.
okay.
Go ahead, darling.
And Raw also says make sure your insurance covers DMEs. Thank you, Raw.
What
Hey,
are
and I'll
DMEs?
say
Is that
this.
drug
This is what she
medical?
said before: durable medical equipment.
Okay, okay.
Anyone that has
Great
any
information.
advice,
Thank you, beautiful.
suggestions, put it in the chat. Once we get finished the presentation, we're going to have an open panel. Once again, if you read the disclaimer, we are not retirement planning professionals. We are just two old bros that did some research and have some life experience.
That's all we does. That's just all we does. We just vibing with some wine, honey. That's all we doing.
And so next we have cultivate strong relationships. This is something else that's very important for the mental. Stay connected. Make an active effort to maintain and build social connections with friends, families, and new acquaintances. Social isolation is linked to a decline in health and happiness. And I'm going to say this: my father is one of those folks that don't like people. He don't want to be around nobody. Want to be by himself. My mother
Mom.
is like me, a social butterfly. But my father, he retired and then he started feeling lonely. He was still going out for his little jobs and everything. But he, noticed that he was secluding himself from the world. So he started, going to the Y and interacting with people. He lives in a senior apartment place. And he goes to the what do they call the rooms? I'll just call it a rec room.
Oh yeah,
Playing
the rec rooms.
bingo, going on the little excursions. He living his best life. Because he learned, he noticed that he needed that. He didn't know beforehand that secluding himself would take a toll on him. My mother, the social butterfly, she's a traveler just like me. I get it from my mama. But she also has joined a few bowling leagues. She goes to the Y to get her yoga and her other exercises in. Stays visiting old friends. So
Mm.
both my parents are doing great. And then next, consider a pet. If you're able, having a furry friend can provide companionship and encourage physical activity. I would not be able to live in my house if I didn't like pets. Mr. Murph is the animal guru. So we always going to have pets.
So he
And
the one that like animals better than people.
yeah, yeah, he says that dogs truly are man's best friend because a dog is not going to lie on you, a dog is not going to stab you in the back, and the dog loves you unconditionally.
And
So,
unlike a cat'll do all that shit with they little sneaky asses. See, pussy get you in trouble all the time.
oh, she said it.
Oh,
She
my
said it,
bad.
not me. Okay, and so next, final considerations, and this is still the pre-planning.
Hey, that
Uh,
person we never see.
hey, thank you for tuning in. Put yourself on mute. Uh, as you get closer to retirement, some larger decisions will also need to be addressed. Review your estate plan. Create or update your will, power of attorney, and beneficiary designations to ensure your assets are distributed according to your wishes. How many? I'm sorry, beautiful. You know, how many times has there been a funeral and folks in the family lose their damn minds, stake and claim the stuff? It's disgusting. So make sure you have all your affairs in place. People don't like to have these conversations, but the conversations are needed. And I stayed on my parents until they both did their wills and they both, made me power of attorney. I didn't ask for power of attorney, but I'm the oldest. I didn't strong arm them into giving me everything. Just to put that out there.
They feel whoever is
Um,
the most responsible. I
yeah,
believe that's basically what
and
your
and,
parents
and they
do,
and,
and they
and
recognize it.
me and my siblings, we get along great, but you just never know how folks are going to act. Death seems to bring out the worst in some folks. So just
Uh,
make sure you have your affairs in order and have someone that you trust to honor your wishes and wants.
because it will get ugly. It will get ugly. We all know this. We all been
Mm-hmm.
through it. We're still going through it as I'm speaking. Death will either bring a family together or tear it apart.
Yes, it has. Yes, it does. Oh,
And think,
excuse me.
yeah, we
Choose.
that's
Oh,
crazy.
sorry.
But that's how it is. It's just two old broads talking about some shit that they didn't been through.
Yeah, it's not just on TV. That type of stuff happens in real life. Um, choose your location wisely. Consider factors like cost of living, proximity to family, climate, healthcare access, and cultural amenities. Before committing, consider before committing, Consider a trial run by renting in a potential new era. And
Mm.
like I had mentioned, we know that, the mister and I knew that we wanted to, travel cross country. So last year, that's what we did. And we loved every bit of it.
I'm telling
And
you,
we
when you
also
keep
know
on
where,
dating,
yeah,
remember we
we
talked
also
about
know
that? You
where we
keep on
want to
dating.
relocate to. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh, not just saying, it's just a testament to how your relationship has been up to this point. The
Yeah.
continually dating, learning how to communicate, the trust and love in the relationship. Because some of us, once we around each other too much, because we had those 8+ hours away from each other, that's that little break. But then you
Mm-hmm.
got those 8+ hours together all day, every day.
Mm-hmm. And
So go ahead.
I was going to say, it was just so nice traveling with
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Murph, rekindling, reliving, reviving, just the two of us. Sometimes we would have, a lot of times we would have the grands with us. But just the look that we would give each other was like,
Mm.
yeah, this is going to
Mm.
be the life.
When you realize, when you and see, I know exactly what you're saying. When you look over to your significant other and you smile for no other reason than to like,
Mm-hmm.
damn, I'm actually happy in this moment. But
Yeah.
then on that flip side, you gonna
Get me
find out
all
whether or
warm in
not y'all
my
like each
heart
other.
just thinking about it.
Oh, see, and that's what I be saying. Look at all that love we be sharing. See what
Yeah.
happens,
And
and
I
then you
love
and
me
now
some Mr. Murph. And he loves him some Mrs. Murph.
and I love me some both of y'all. That's why I don't call after 9 o'clock. I want him to keep on loving me from a distance.
Anywho, work with an advisor. It can be beneficial to work with our financial advisor to create a comprehensive plan that addresses your unique situation and helps you stay on track towards your retirement goals.
Mm-hmm.
And let's read what Lorna has. Some Americans have decided to retire outside of the US because cost of living is lower, including health care. I'm sorry, including health
Yeah,
insurance for expats.
and
You're
that's true.
absolutely
But
right.
yeah, we actually talked about that because I just want to be in Japan. I don't know why. I just There's something about that place that fascinates me. But then we saw this place we want to go for our 30th anniversary, and it's like a little private island. It's got all this stuff on it. It's just beautiful. I was like, we could
Mm-hmm.
retire here, and he said yes. And once we get here and we get used to it, it's gonna be the same old shit, just a different neighborhood.
Different
So that
neighborhood.
could, that just put me into the aspect of so many benefits of it. But then I love my home, I
Mm-hmm.
love the people I'm around. And yes,
Mm-hmm.
talking on the phone and, here is cool, but you want to be able to reach out and touch somebody and give them a little love.
Yeah, you definitely will
So,
have to be prepared for that.
absolutely. The sticker shock, not so much the
Mm-hmm.
sticker shock, but just the cultural differences, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And that's
And
going to really
so,
see if y'all like each other. You go to another goddamn island. It ain't but you and him.
well, we already gave it a test run and we didn't get on
Yes.
one another's nerves, so we know we're going to do that thing.
Now
All right.
that's for real though, and the communication has to be there because
Mm-hmm.
it's gonna force you to learn how to communicate with each other,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
and it's a make or break situation. That's why so many people divorce later in life because they realize they don't even like their spouse anymore.
Yeah. And, okay, so now we're going to post retirement. And you see, we have maintaining financial stability, nurturing your physical and mental health, finding a renewed sense of purpose and social connection. All the
And
things that,
you've done that already. You've
yep,
done that
all the
already for
things that
next
we
year.
talked about. So
For next
maintain.
year.
Mm-hmm. I hear you. I hear you. That's why I'm keeping it moving.
I know you are, and I'm gonna keep on saying it.
Maintaining financial stability. Budget your income and spending. Create a realistic budget based on your new retirement income. Understand where your money is coming from, e.g., Social Security, pensions, and savings withdrawals, and where it is going. Create a withdrawal strategy. Work with a financial professional to create a tax efficient plan for withdrawing money from your various retirement accounts 401ks, IRAs, Roth accounts, and taxable brokerage accounts. Review and adjust your investments. Transition from an accumulation based investment strategy to one focused on preservation and income generation. Consider having a quote unquote liquidity bucket of cash and conservative investments to cover 1 to 4 years of expenses, protecting you from having to sell assets during a market downturn. And that's one of the things that Mr. Murphy and I have been discussing.
Mm-hmm.
Plan for long-term care. Bing, bing, bing.
Yeah.
Healthcare costs are a major expense in retirement.
Oh
Explore other
goodness.
options for how you will cover potential long-term care needs, such as long-term care insurance or using a health savings account at HSA. Oh, we would
Excuse
love
me,
for you to
honey.
participate
L-
as well,
Now,
TMK.
what I tell you, that energy for the
I
energy, and then that comment.
yeah, I'm
Hey, Bombay.
sorry. I should have reached out to you to see when you were available, but I know that you have mentioned you don't like talking finances because that's what you do. So I was trying to spare you from it.
And that is
But
a
I
true story,
apologize.
and I am a witness.
She's a witness. She's like, did you
Exactly what
reach
she
out to
said.
her? Yep. I ain't lying, right?
She thought, she's like, hey, I think he would be a great person to
Hmm.
have up as a guest, and I agreed. And she said, but I don't want to ask him because he said before that he didn't like talking
Yeah.
finances. So yes,
Yep.
she
Okay.
telling the truth. The lie detector said it. Ding, ding, ding.
And so next we have review estate planning documents. Make sure your will, trust, and beneficiary designations for all accounts are up to date. This ensures your assets are distributed according to your wishes, which is,
And even
one
then, it
thing
can
we had
be,
mentioned
yeah.
before.
Yeah, even then it could be on in paper, on black and white, lawyers, every nine, the whole 9 years. But then that verbal shit and calling you constantly and threatening and
Yeah.
all that, they don't talk about that part of it. So
And, and
it's not simple. It's just having it written out.
and I say the person that you make your executor or your power of attorney, maybe
Make sure
sure
they're
there's
strong.
make sure they're strong and will abide by your wishes. I know, speaking from experiences, my father, when his mother passed away, um, well, when she was ill before she passed away, he had to go so far as to change the locks on her door because folks were
Mm.
coming in and sneaking stuff out, and she
Mm.
made sure to make him the executor. Folks were trying to call dibs on her house, and he said no. He said she wants us to sell it and split the money, so that's exactly what we're going to do. She had furs, all sorts of jewelry, this and that.
Girl.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, just you
gotta
know how you
love
feel about
family.
your grandma. You know how I feel about it, and you know you already know.
Oh, I feel
I
so
don't know. This
bad
might be the
now.
crying portion of the
I
show.
feel. Hey, look, my opinion. I feel so bad. TMK says no. I love retirement planning. I would sandpaper an alligator's asshole in a phone booth if Mrs. Murphy asked me to. Oh, dang. Now I know, but that's my fault, y'all. It's my fault. We don't have the expert on the panel.
We gonna start trusting more into our gut instinct.
I should have went with my gut. My
We're
gut
gonna
doesn't
start
usually
trusting
let
it
me
more.
down, so I should have
Yes.
trusted it.
See what happens when we cheat on our gut?
Yeah,
We can't assume that we know shit about folk just like they can't
that's
assume
right.
they know shit about us.
That's
You get
right.
set straight quick looking folk up. Get
Hmm.
your feelings hurt.
My apologies. Okay, nurturing your physical and mental health. Stay
Extremely
physic,
important.
stay physically active. Regular exercise such as walking, swimming, yoga, or joining a fitness class is crucial for maintaining strength and balance. It can also boost your mental health and reduce the risk of certain health conditions. Yes, Lord.
And the other
Eat
thing is, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Eat a healthy diet. Maintaining a nutritious diet can increase your energy levels, strengthen your immune system, and improve your overall well being. Yes. And you wanted to say
Absolutely.
something?
It goes back to what a brother of a certain age has said on one of his shows. Check on your people because
Mm-hmm.
we know the older we get, sometimes we get a little ornery. We don't want to do
Mm-hmm.
shit because we think we know shit. Those are the very ones we need to be checking up on. And please tell them, I'm not checking up on you. I'm just coming over here to say hi. Because then
What?
it's less of, oh, I got to think about me now. Everybody got to check up on me.
Mm-hmm.
So that
And
kind of boosts them up.
we had a neighbor who was a widow, and she would always say, I can't wait to join my husband. And I would feel
Mm,
so bad for her. And she was a recluse. She stayed in her house. And I know we were annoying because we would knock on her door, talk to her, call her on the phone, go in. Hey, can I come in? I just want to sit with you for a while and talk to you. So while we were being annoying, I'm sure she really did appreciate it.
okay, on that could be, but then that goes back to us assuming about other people. I can say
Mm-hmm.
this from experience. My mother has, she's always, she really don't come to the family functions. That's just her.
Mm-hmm.
She's always been that by myself type. So we know her
Mm-hmm.
personality. And when I was in my 20s and 30s, I was like, Ma, come on, yeah, you come out on your birthday. We want to throw you another party outside the house, blah, blah, blah. She's like, I'm good. I'm happy.
Mm-hmm.
And when she retired, it's like she's still by herself. Got this man been for over 50 years trying to get this woman to be with him,
Mm.
and she like, I'm good, I'm happy. If I decide he got to get a house where we next door to each other, I'm because he can't live with me. I'm good, I'm happy. And then the older I got, I realized that
Mm-hmm.
she's good and she happy. That alone
Mm-hmm.
time that she has built from raising four girls,
Mm-hmm.
working 2 3 jobs to make sure everything was good, and then now she enjoying herself. She does what the fuck she want to do when she want to
That's
do it,
true.
and she happy. Us trying to get her out, she was finding herself,
Mm-hmm.
and she's happy. When you love yourself and you can be by yourself and you good, that's a person that understands them.
Yeah.
So we
And
got to kind of look at the whole personality of the person.
there's also a difference between being alone and
And
being
lonely,
lonely. It's a
and we
big
have to listen to
difference.
that. Yeah, because when she
Yes.
tells you I'm alone, I'm alone, but I'm not lonely. That's it right
Right.
there. But if they don't
Right.
speak in those kind of terms and you don't physically see them being happy and smiling and all that, and they
Mm-hmm.
just talk about how alone they are, that's a whole difference.
Mm-hmm.
So in that case, wonderful everything. That's what we supposed to do because it's in your heart.
Mm-hmm.
And me trying to do exactly what was in my heart was actually stifling her. She like, leave me the fuck alone. I'm good.
Right.
So
I understand.
yeah, it's all good. I think I said the same thing 3 times, so I was just feeling time.
Why are you feeling time? I still got some more to
because
read.
because I don't know. I wanted to talk.
Well, do you want to read? I've been
Absolutely
waiting.
not.
I've been waiting
Absolutely
for
not.
you to say tap me in on this reading, but you ain't doing it.
No.
So
Absolutely not. I'm gonna let you do your structure,
okay.
and I'm gonna lay
So
back and do
next,
comments.
we have prioritize mental health. An optimistic mindset and practicing gratitude can improve your expectancy and cardiovascular health. Consider reframing situations positively or keeping a gratitude journal.
Mm.
And this is why, when we talk, I say, I try to stay positive because I'm a firm believer in the energy you put out is the energy you receive.
What book was
And
you
I
reading?
put a smile on my face And I really do wish well for everyone that
Mm-hmm.
I come in contact, because I don't want that bad juju on me.
Absolutely not. I told you, vibe and chill until I don't.
Yep.
And
Okay.
I'm not gonna invite shit to me unless I
Yep.
want it. And I'm prepared for when it comes. Simple shit. Go ahead.
Avoid overcommitting. Yeah, I'm ignoring you. Avoid
Okay.
overcommitting. While it's
Accountability.
while it's important to stay busy, be mindful of extending yourself. Setting clear personal boundaries can help you enjoy your family life without sacrificing your personal goals. Okay,
Goes
and then
back
we
to
have,
not sacrificing your family life for your goals.
yep,
I like that.
finding a renewed sense of purpose and social connection. Find a new sense of purpose. With your work identity gone, find new ways to engage with the world. Many retirees find fulfillment through volunteering, mentoring, pursuing hobbies, or even starting a small business. Ding, ding, ding.
Oh shoot! Ding ding ding! This. Oh, my. I apologize. I realized. I just realized that you do watch, and you did appreciate that it wasn't a lot of bad language, and that's exactly what I just did. So I apologize to you, love, and I will give the utmost respect. And I'm not putting your business out here. I'm just saying, you do what you do when you does. That's it. I love you. Okay.
That's it, that's all. Embrace a structured routine. Creating a daily routine with regular activities like hobbies, exercise, and social engagements can help combat feelings of boredom and restlessness. Cultivate new social connections. Losing work related social interactions can lead to isolation.
Mm-hmm.
Actively seek new friendships by joining clubs, taking classes, or volunteering. Spending time with family and friends is a major predictor of happiness. Never stop learning. Keep your mind sharp by taking online courses, learning a new instrument, or regularly reading. Many colleges and universities offer free or low cost classes for seniors. Pursue.
Now,
Go
I'm
ahead.
sorry. It seems like everything we're going through, you pretty much have done and are doing, like especially on this
Mm-hmm.
list. So like next year.
Hey, TC. Thanks for
Hey
stopping
TC, hey
in.
darling. Hey darling.
I'm
So
telling
like
you,
next.
I started like 2 years ago, and,
Mm-hmm.
and I'll tell you, in doing this research, I learned that I was on the right path for a lot of things, but
Absolutely.
also that there were other things that I needed to take into consideration and start working on.
Per our conversation, things that I didn't even know that was available even now for myself. So this has been a wealth of information that we hopefully have touched a few people to maybe think about where they're at. So
Mm-hmm.
thank you for even when you thought about this. So thank you, darling.
Oh, you're so welcome. Pursue long delayed. No, did I read that one already?
We're on communication with family.
Okay, thank you. Communicate with family. Hold open conversations with family members about your retirement plans and desires. Here we go again.
Mm-hmm.
Clearly communicate your wishes regarding relocation, travel, and potential caregiving needs to set expectations and strengthen relationships.
And all that is,
Gotta have
I'm
those
so grateful.
conversations.
Yes.
And, I'll say this, my sister and I talking about retirement planning, because she's starting to get into it as well. And we were talking about, what happens when our parents are no longer able to take care of themselves. And
Mm-hmm.
we both said, oh, they can come move in with us, we could take care of it.
And I was the
So
first to say she can't live here. I was the first one. I was the first one to say nope, she can't. Nope.
and my
Call me.
sister already has her forever home. and she has room for both of them.
Mm-hmm.
But we have to keep in mind that we have to be able to afford those expenses. So
Exactly.
that's something else that I just add that to my little checklist.
And that goes
Um,
back to being about family and making sure you straight in your own home in order to help someone
yeah,
else.
I
And
can't
that's
help you if I can't help myself.
and I'm so thankful and grateful that we've had our ups and downs in this family, honey. We just like
Hmm.
everybody else. But where we at now, where we're at now,
Yeah.
through all the sickness and the deaths and the fights and all that, we still together regardless. So that's what's
Hmm.
important. And when you have a strong foundation like that, any situation, whether it's retirement and we're worrying about our parents, a auntie, a sister, a
Hmm.
husband, whoever, you know you got somebody on the other side of that phone.
That's right. And
And that keeps
thinking
the
about
person, yeah. Go ahead.
thinking about my parents, and
Mm-hmm.
then also thinking about my children. But my children are all good and grown and should be able to take care of themselves. But
It's those
mommy's
grands.
mommy's still gonna be mommy. Oh, and the grandkids. But
Yeah, so
I
you
have to
started to push the older ones
understand.
out. Yeah.
Yeah, I have to understand that my grandchildren are my children's responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm focused. I'm going to learn and work on focusing on me and my parents. Even though my parents say that they're not our responsibility, yeah, you are. That's how I
Absolutely.
feel.
Well, that's my
And
thing with my mother. That's when she'd be like, "Oh, Teresa, you don't have to," and I'd be like, "My life." That's all I say. I'll just be like, "My life." You know, I can't. You know, those first few years, I know shit. So you let me go through what I need to go through, but you was right there when I didn't know I
yeah,
needed you. So there's nothing you
yeah,
can't ask or anything. And
you
I'm
took
buttering you up,
care of
Ma, right
me.
now.
You took care of me. Now let me take care
Absolutely,
of you.
life,
Yeah, and
life.
Lorna says games that you download that causes you to think also helps with development. Cognitive atrophy happens when you don't use the skills you have. Very
Oh
much so.
yes. Oh
Very
yes.
much
I love
so.
that. She takes and something I love that she does. The photos that we have, we just say is going to the game because she'll break them down into puzzle pieces, and that's
Mhm.
her little thing she does. So she has all these little things that keeps her mind because she's still sharp as fuck. And my husband, he's up in age, but still sharp as fuck, no matter the medical conditions. You know what I mean? So that mind thing plays a big part of it, and that's why we see so
Definitely
many going
does.
away sooner when they're in those homes. That love
Mhm.
and support is not around them.
Yeah. And my heart really goes out to people that don't have a support system around
Mm-hmm.
them. My
Keep
heart
them in
goes
prayer.
out to people that are miserable. you know I'm keep living my best life and being happy. And I definitely wish that for everyone. If I could bottle up my happiness and give it out, I would, but I can't.
That's what we be disagreeing again on because
Uh
I'm a bottle my shit up, but I told you I'm bougie with my hatred.
oh.
I'm bougie as fuck. And I don't hate
Okay.
anybody, darling. I don't hate anybody. I
Yeah, I
just
don't hate
dislike folk.
anybody
Yeah, I
either.
just dislike the shit that you do. But you as a person,
I
you know, hey,
dislike
that's you.
behaviors. That's what I'll say.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
dislike
that's it.
behaviors.
Because it was something about you I used to love, and it's still there. However, your
Hmm.
behavior causes me not to be, that type of person that needs to be in that atmosphere.
Yeah.
That shit might
But
rub
we
off on
staying
my ass.
positive. We're staying positive.
Honey, that was positive. I'm
This is a
positive
Mrs.
that I'm not going to be
Merspector.
around that bullshit.
No bullshit. Wait,
No bullshit.
weren't you just told about not using explicit language?
Oh, see that accountability
Mm-hmm.
again. See, I'm too laid back sometimes and I forget. So thank you.
Yeah. So do you want
Apologies
to
extended.
summarize the talking points
I
of the
just did.
presentation?
I just
Okay.
did.
And there you have it. I dropped the link if anyone wants to come on the panel. and discuss some experiences, or some information they may have. You're more than welcome to.
Basically, the summary of it: when you feel like this is your time to retire, you have the information and the tools now, and please, please, by all means, pass the information on. We have, in a lot of families, we get information and then we don't pass it on. We wait until we're going through it. So my experience is, hey, if you know something, let me know. If you know I'm going through something, so maybe I know you did the research and I appreciate it, but
Mm-hmm.
it might spark something in me that you may not know that I can share with you.
Right.
So I just believe in passing information along, please. And do
And
your
it,
own research. Don't believe everything everybody tell your ass.
right. And one thing that we didn't discuss, in the presentation, what was life insurance. I don't think we talked about that, and how important life insurance is.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody,
This.
please make sure you have life insurance policy, so that when you pass, your children and your family um, don't have to scramble in
Mm-hmm.
order to pay for the expenses. That's
And
something that I've seen, happen with families, trying to figure out how they were going to pay the expenses.
And the earlier you get it, the less expensive it will be.
Mm-hmm.
The longer you wait, it's gonna get up there, and the coverage you could possibly get, you're gonna lose out because your policy is gonna be so expensive for a small amount of insurance.
Yeah, give it sooner rather than later, and keep up
Yes.
your monthly payments. So it doesn't seem like anybody has any questions or wants to come on a panel. The, can anyone at least say that how they felt about this boring topic? I'm trying to be part of the boring content club. Was it boring enough for everybody?
It was extremely boring with so much information because that building, that building is people allergic to it. So I feel
Was
like
it too much
as
information?
no, I don't believe so. I believe that you gave enough that it's a guide. So we
Okay.
didn't give out a lot of information, but we guided and planted seeds that something may have sparked for whatever individual needed it.
Mm-hmm.
So we can only give what we know because we just two old broads talking about shit that we did a little research on. We're not planning professionals.
Not at all. That is
Yeah,
not my
two old broads
profession.
talking about experiences. So is that our conclusion? In summary, that was what the summary was. We good
In
now?
summary and in conclusion, well, that was the presentation. Was there anything outside of retirement planning that you wanted to discuss?
No. How's your day going?
So far, so good.
Cool beans. Cool beans.
And
How's my little
I
favorite?
don't want to drag this out just for the sake of
We not.
dragging it out. Okay.
We not dragging out nothing. We having conversations with a little wine. What now? Why you quiet? What you doing? What the hell was that?
I was looking at the chat. I'm sorry. Um.
Just like the emails. Okay, well we go. We can
Yeah.
conclude because tonight on
Oh
paper,
yeah.
on
To
paper I'm going live
On
tonight.
paper,
On paper I'm going live tonight. Now
my
you know it took me a few.
opinion will be going live. And
Now
let
see you
me
go saying will be like you saying that's gonna happen for
uh
real for real.
let me find it and put the link. Even though everybody, I'm sure everybody's already, sub to your channel.
And we're
But
gonna start off. If anybody want to talk about the retirements, if they have any questions later on, because a lot of people still at work, and then we're gonna just chill out. It's Thursday.
well,
Thank you, Lorna.
I appreciate, those that'll be watching the replay. And I also want to take a moment to say this. Um, since my last live, however many I had, I think I like double subscribers.
Well, from
Um,
when it first started, it was the 10 because you said we ain't gonna have 10 over here,
I
And I
did
think last count
3.
was
It went to
67.
10. So it's at 67 now. So I am very
And how many
appreciative.
views? How many views?
I don't know how many views,
It was at
but
over
it's
150, I
enough.
think,
It's
last count.
enough for views, and I just thank everyone. Wait, hold on. Let me drop
And
the
the
link
algorithm,
for
the
you.
algorithm,
My opinion says I'm in the algorithm. I don't
you
know about
are.
all that,
I was like, oh
but
my God, you just popped up. You're in
but
the
I'm over
algorithm.
because you're subscribed to me.
Oh, well, that's why. But it, no, oh.
But
Oh.
it's okay.
Well, you was in my algorithm. How about that? Now I
Well,
just cleaned it
thank
up. You was in
you.
my algorithm, and I was happy I saw you. Don't be
Thank you.
blowing my
But
bubble up.
I do want to thank, all my supporters and everyone that subscribed. And even if you
Yes,
don't
thank you.
subscribe, if you read my posts, if you check out the videos, I'm trying to do my part to bring balanced content to the sector, even though I don't go live as frequently as other folks. Um I'm just appreciative. So thank you to everybody for the support.
And please continue to check out her wall. She has a little inspiration for us
I
on
do at least
there
one post
every
every
day.
day.
So please make sure you check out her wall.
Thank
So I guess we
you.
gonna see each other
Hey,
later.
Divine. Thank you for
Hey,
stopping.
Seven, my little London lemon drop. I'm sorry, honey. Go ahead and greet her.
I did greet her. Hi,
I'm
Divine.
sorry.
Thank you for stopping in. We're
What up,
about to wrap
darling?
up. But feel free to check the
Here go the
replay.
tape. Here go the
You know,
tape
this
for the paper.
this is for anyone that's interested in, hearing two old ladies gab ad nauseum about retirement planning.
And we are not
Um,
professionals.
Not
We just have
professionals.
life experience.
Yeah. And if anyone has
Thank you,
any
Mikey.
suggestions, thanks, Mikey. Any suggestions on topics you'd like for us to discuss, leave a comment. And also, you know, give us some feedback. Um, all about constructive criticism, even if you don't like it, and you're not just being a hater. Give me your thoughts on the format, the flow, everything I've heard. From our first episode was positive,
It was,
but
but we didn't want to.
if there are things that you think we could do to make it better, leave a comment. I won't be offended as long as I know that the criticism slash feedback is coming from a good place, and you're not just trying to be a honorary just for the sake of being honorary.
Yes, please do. We welcome it. It'll just help us improve, keep improving, and we'll have that engagement that we know that you guys are feeling us too. So we would really appreciate it.
Yeah. And so the next
Get,
episode we
oh, I'm
don't
sorry,
have.
baby. Get Lorna's comment, honey. And I gotta
Okay.
pee.
Oh Lord, can you mute your mic? Mike, go ahead.
My
Lorna
bad.
says, I noticed that YouTube keeps dropping my personal notifications when I subscribe to channels. It's a pain in the butt. Yeah. I don't know why that happens, but I've experienced that too. Um I forget what I was saying. Doesn't matter. This is the end. Check out the replay. Give it a thumbs up if you like the content. Give it a thumbs down if you don't. I appreciate the support and engagement, and everybody have a wonderful day.